Let me ask you something honestly. What if the reason you feel dating seems stagnant, confusing, and draining isn't because you're doing something wrong, but because you've been believing lies that sound spiritual? Hey sis, welcome back to the channel. If you're a Christian sister who loves God, desires marriage, and you still feel confused about dating, then this video is for you. Today we're exposing 3 lies that Christian women believe about dating. Lies that feel biblical, sounds humble, but quietly keep women in unhealthy patterns, wasted seasons, and emotional exhaustion. And no, this is not condemnation. This is clarity, healing, and truth. Let's get into it. This is one of the most common and dangerous lies Christian women believe today. Waiting on God, somewhere along the line got confused with doing nothing. Yes, God is sovereign, and yes, God orders our steps. But nowhere in the scripture does waiting mean being passive, unprepared, unavailable, or unrealistic. In their hearts, humans plan their course, but God establishes. That's Proverbs chapter 16, verse 9. Notice that you plan, God establishes. Waiting on God doesn't mean refusing growth, avoiding healing, or rejecting wisdom. It doesn't mean ignoring red flags and calling it faith. It doesn't mean staying emotionally unavailable and saying, if it's God's will, it will just happen. Ruth didn't sit home and hope Boaz will magically appear. She positioned herself wisely. She listened to wisdom and she moved in humility and obedience. James 2:17 says, faith by itself, if it is not accomplished with action, is dead. Sis, faith still requires movement. This lie keeps women praying for marriage while resisting preparation. They are praying for love while refusing healing. They pray for godly men while refusing accountability. And then when the relationship fails, the confusion deepens. This one sounds comforting, but it is not biblical. Many Christian women believe that if a man is from God, he will only bring peace, butterflies, and reassurance. But that is not how growth works. Proverbs 27:17 says, as iron sharpeneth iron, so one person sharpens another. A godly relationship will refine you. Godly relationships reveals insecurities. They surface wounds. They challenge selfish patterns and emotional immaturity. Here's the truth. Not every discomfort is a red flag. Sometimes it is an invitation to grow. Now, hear me clearly. Abuse, manipulation, disrespect, and spiritual controls are not godly challenges. Those are non-negotiables. But emotional growth often feels uncomfortable before it feels peaceful. A man who calls you higher may disrupt what you are used to, not because it's wrong, but because growth sometimes requires stretching. In Hebrews 12:11, we see that no discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful. Later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace. Many women leave relationships too quickly because it doesn't feel easy. Others stay too long because they confuse chaos with passion. Wisdom discerns the difference. If I love God enough, I'll automatically attract the right man. I used to believe this one. It sounds and feels spiritual, but it is not complete. Yes, loving God is fundamental, but character boundaries, discernment, and emotional health matters too. You can love God deeply and still struggle with boundaries, ignore red flags, choose potential over patterns, confuse attention with intentions. Hosea forces tells us that we are destroyed for lack of knowledge. God doesn't override your discernment. He expects you to use it. Matthew 10:16 admonishes us to be wise as serpents and innocent as doves. Godly women are not naive women. Here's the truth most people won't say. God doesn't just prepare your husband, He prepares you. And sometimes the delay isn't punishment, it is protection, it is pruning, it is positioning. In Ecclesiastes 3:11, it says, He has made everything beautiful in its time. But beauty requires preparation. Let's recap quickly. Waiting on God doesn't mean doing nothing. Godly relationships challenge you, not just comfort you. Loving God doesn't replace wisdom, boundaries, or discernment. Says you are not behind, you are being refined. And when truth replaces lies, peace follows. If this spoke to you, like this video, subscribe, and share it with another woman who needs clarity in their dating journey. And let me know in the comments, which lie did you believe the most?